One. Everything, my member is complete now. My speaker is available here now. They are online. Uh, Good morning. Hello, everyone. Good morning, afternoon, evening. Anyway, welcome to the online seminar of artificial intelligence. Wait a minute. So, Uh, Actually, my YouTube channel is was live, so hello, everyone. Good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone, and welcome to the online seminar on artificial intelligence. Your gateway to the future of artificial intelligence. I am engineer Adeel Nayyar, Internet Society Artificial Intelligence. SIG lead facilitator, and I will be your host today. Exciting event. Whether you are an AI devote, a tech professional, or just interested about the incredible advancement in artificial intelligence, you are in the right place. Today, we have an incredible lineup of speakers, thought leaders, and innovators who will take us on a journey through at least a trends, groundbreaking research, and real world application ethically. Constitutions, automation, we are covering it all. Before we dive in here, few quick reminders. Make sure your internet connection is stable. Engage with the chat, drop your question, thoughts, and insight. Follow on your live updates and discussions. No, I'm without further arguments. Let's kick things off. Please welcome our first speaker. It's me, Engineer Nayyar. So my topic is regularization of artificial intelligence. Now I will play my screen. Start my presentation. Where is that? Now I share my screen. Okay. So my topic is the regularization of artificial intelligence in the rapid involving landscape of technology. The integration of artificial intelligence into various sectors, particularly healthcare, raises pressing ethically and legal questions that require information, uh, uniform regulatory approach. As AI system become gradually prevalent, ensuring the protection of health, safely, and fundamental rights in imperative of the magnetic public and trust welfare. The digital revolution catalyzed deep change across society, highlighting the urgency of regulation that safeguard individual freedom and right in the view new digital context. So my topic start is with the animations. You can see the in my animation the robotics play the chess, and you can see that chess is a very difficult game in the world. So let's start my first topic line. First slide. Overview human-centric AI and significant in modern societies. Today, rapidly growing to technology landscape to human-centric artificial intelligence AI has emerged as pivotal factor manipulating the interaction between individual and technologies by highlighting the need for system that prioritize human rights safety and well-being. Human-centric AI seek to align technology advancement with social values. The global significance of AI has made it the focal point of various policy discussion as it is often indicated as the next world shattering innovation after the internet. The policies surrounding AI development must adapt to ensure ethical standards. While the facilitation limitations addressing issues such as privacy, bias, and automatically, as authorities around the world grab with the implication of AI establishing an organized legal frame became becomes essentially, this framework should promote ethically practice and regulatory measure that not only protect fundamental rights but also encourage the international cooperation in the shaping of the responsibility of AI governance. So there is example of the different communities and uh, offices are working together with this framework. The need of the uniform legal frame. Why we need that? Because of we need because of the when we start a work with any organization, we need to summarize, legalize work, then we work that. As the artificial intelligence continues to fill many sectors globally, the urgency for a uniform legal framework becomes increasingly evident. Broke regulation across jurisdictions not only delay the interoperability of AI systems, but also risk undermining mining fundamental rights and safety standards. For instance, while the country follows a comprehensive approach with the AI Act, this inconsistency lead to confusion and potential explanation of loopholes, thereby risking user safety and ethically standards. Moreover, as highlighted by recent effort in Latin America to develop contextual guidelines for AI. For AI regulation, there is a clear recognize that the robust legal structure should be prioritize flexibility while maintain unity across different approaches. So establishment a uniform legal frame is thus critical in aligning diverse national regulation and safeguarding human effort value in the development. So that's the reason we need to start the work with anyone to make it legalized. Like if we work with any organization, make it legalized. So that's why we need to do that. So currently, legal disparity and their impact of the health and safety. The existing legal disparities across judiciary significantly hinder the effective governance of the artificial intelligence AI, ultimately risking public health and safety as AI technologies continues to grow. The lack of the uniform regulatory framework foster discrepancies in addressing the ethically affect and risk associated with the deployment. For instance, the significance of addressing biases inherent in a system accelerates differences in healthcare and law enforcement, impairing existing social inequities. Such systematic issues are undercovered is coded biases, which highlights how these biases affect marginalized communities, thereby searching the integrating of health and safety outcomes in AI applications. Moreover, comprehensive regulatory effort as such as suggested in the global discussion on AI governance are essentially for developing adopt frameworks that can cater to diverse socioeconomic contexts without concerned action towards harmonizing legal standards. The potential of AI enhance to public health and safety main domain utilization unrealized, leaving weak population to get at a greater risk. So next slide is artificial intelligence general provisions. In the slide, the protection of the fundamental rights in prominent in the context of developing and deployment human-centric AI system. Key principles in this regard, emphasizing transparency, accountability, and participatory governance. These principles ensure that AI technologies do not infringing upon individual right of impaired social inequities. For instance, as outlines in the comprehensive guideline for everyone is hear me?
Yes, your audio is
Yes,
clear, but your screen is not shared.
yes, we are hearing, we are listening. Your audio
It is
is
employer risk-based evaluation of an AI application to guarantee the alignment with health, safety, and fundamental rights, fostering a competitive AI landscape. By integrating these principles into uniform, a legal frame, stakeholder can better guarantee the protection of the human rights in an increasingly AI-driving world. The regulation laid on harmonized rules for the placing of on the market, the putting into service and the use of AI systems, probation of the creation of AI practice, specific requirement for the high risk AI system and obligation for operator of such system, harmonized transparency rules for certain AI system, harmonized rules for the placing on the market of general purpose of AI model, rules on market, monitoring the market following, governance and effort if enforcement, measurement of the sport innovation with particular focus on SME, including startup. So these are basic steps when we work to different topics and organizations. So next slide is the next artificial intelligence scope. What is the scope? This regulation covers the following. Companies that are putting general purpose AI model or AI system on the market in the regardless of whether they are based in the third party in the country. Companies that employ AI system that are based in the have their place establishment. Companies that have their place of establishment are located in third country and whose output is used. Distributor and importer of AI systems, product markers, introducing and implementation and AI system alongside their product under their own name or trademark. Authorized representative and of provider not based impact individual residing within. Maybe everything is everyone is confusing. I just explain how AI work with the other organization and country. So that's why it's a very important when we work with other countries, how we work, how we use trademark, how we use the company names. So that's why I'm just little. We make some policies in the world about the AI, about artificial intelligence. So that's why I'm trying to explain. Apply to a system that are damn high risk AI system in the relation to good covered by the harmonization law mentions. Only the extent that the harmonized rule incorporate the requirement for high risk AI system under this regulation does apply, regardless of the kind of organization that the member states have entrusted with carrying out responsibility related to those competencies. This regulation does not apply to areas that are outside the preview of the law and will never have impact on the national security authorities of the member state. AI systems that are sold, deployed, or used with or without modification only for the military, defense, or national security objects are exempt for this regulation regardless of the kind organization conducting such operation. Regardless of the type of the business conducting those operations, this regulation does not apply to a system that are not put to the market. Public authorities in third country and international organizations covered by this regulation and exempt from this regulation if they use a system as part of the international corporation or agreement for law enforcement and judicial corporation with one or more member states as long those third countries in international organization offer sufficient shield for the shield of individual fundamental rights of freedom. So now we are going to next slide, the guidelines. About the guideline, what kind of a guideline? The guideline established by existing law for pertaining to product safety and consumer protection are unaffected by this regulation. These duties of the deployer who are natural individuals utilizing a system for exclusively personally non-professional purpose are exempt for this regulation. This regulation does not stop its member state for promoting or allowing the implementation of worker friendly collectively bargaining argument and from passing or implementing law regulation or administrative provision that safeguard workers right when employees use AI system. This regulation do not apply to AI system released under free and open source license unless they are placed on the market or put into the services high risk AI system as an AI system form. Purpose of this regulation. Purpose of this regulation. The terms of a system refer to the machine-based system that can function with different degrees at autonomy. Autonomy many show adaptly once it is used for explicit and implicit goal deducted from input received. This is defined as the sum of the likelihood that harm will occur and the seriousness of the harm. Provider refer to a natural and legal person, public authorities, agencies, and other entity creates or commission the development of AI system or generally propose AI model and then market or use them system under the on name trademark for free exchange for payment. Deployer. Deployer refer to the natural legal person, publicly authority agencies and other entity that use an AI system under its control, usually unless the AI system authorities. These authorities represented refers to the natural legal person based in the who have been given and accepted a written mandate by the AI system and general purpose of the model. So next is the importer. What is the importer? Importer is defined a natural or legal person based in the who sell an artificial intelligence system that they recognize under the name or trademark of third party country natural legal entity. Distributor. Distributor refers to natural and legal entity in the supply chain that offers an AI system for sale on the market, apart from the importer or provider. Intendant purpose is referred to the use for which an AI system is designed by the supplier, including the particular context and usage
guidelines, and state in the information provided by the supply the technical documentation, promotional or sale material, and use instruction. And safety component is an element of the product or AI system that serve a safety purpose for the product or this AI system or whose breakdown puts people or property, health and safety in the jeopardy. Instruction for the use refer to the data that the supplier gives the deployed, namely regarding the purpose and appropriate use of the AI system. Preference. Preference performance of a AI system refers to the system capacity to fulfill intended function. The purpose of the proving is specification outlined in the pertaining to a high-risk AI system have been made to know conformant assessment. So, as a little bit of overview, importance of the regularization in the context of the artificial intelligence and internal market. In the rapidly evolving landscape of artificial intelligence, AI effectively regularization is the paramount to safeguarding both market integrity and the fundamental rights. The instruction of AI technology and internal market operations necessitate or boost robust regulatory framework that not only promote innovation but addressing potential ethically and societally concerns. A well-structured regulatory approach ensures transparency and accountability, mitigating risks associated with algorithm bias, privacy violation, and adverse decision making that could compromise health and safety. Moreover, evidenced by the establishment of advanced certification systems like AI block regulatory measure can simulate growth in a low competition market with prioritize human-centric design. Such regulation designed to protect user and promote fair competition and therefore essential for fostering an environment where reliable AI applications can flourish, ultimately benefiting society as a whole and reinforcing the fundamental rights guidelines. Just, fundamental rights guaranteed by the character. Enhancing internal market operation. The enhancement of the internal market operation is critical, fostering for a strong economic environment while maintaining ethical standard in the deployment of artificial intelligence AI. As a nation, increasingly rely on technology to streamline process regulatory frameworks must ensure that AI systems uphold human-centric values, thereby promoting fairness and transparency. For instance, the establishment of guidelines, much as the Malaysia National Artificial Intelligence Governance and Ethics Guideline (AIGE), illustrate a proactive approach to integrating ethically consideration into AI deployment. By advocating for for accountability among developers and empowering consumers, such regulation create a foundation for a trustworthy AI landscape. Moreover, drawing from the insight of the sustainable practice within industrial operation, it is evident that transition toward innovation frameworks that support sustainability can also enhance Regulation play a key role in nurturing competition and driving innovation.
Wasting everybody's time.
While simultaneously protecting public interest and encouraging consumer safety. For instance, as emphasizes the integration of the Internet Things (IoT) has transferred industries, necessitating a regulatory framework that support it is deployed while addressing potentially distribution. Moreover, the ongoing the crisis that governments face, highlighted by the undercover underscore the importance of the robust regulatory mechanism that can adapt to rapidly shift landscape. These regulations not only enhance trustly in digital market but also promote a competitive environment where human-centric and reliable AI can boom. Ultimately, the facilitating the internal market efficiency and realizing thus regulations serve both catalysts for innovation and guardian and fundamental right with economics frame. So thank you. That is I try to explain with the help of the research paper of the policy of the regulation of the AI how a world and company work with other company country to country, how implement, how use trademark. So there are some topic, some slide. So I try to meet my timing. So it was only 30 minutes, so time is finished. So now I call to next Mr. Yasser. Mr. Yasser.
Sir,
Hello,
yes,
Mr. Adeel, can
Adeel,
you hear
I am
me?
listening. Thank you.
Mr. Adeel, can you hear me? Hello?
Hello, Yasser.
Yes, Adeel, I am
Mr.
listening.
Adeel,
Please play
Is
your
it my
slide.
audio clear? Is it my
Mr.
audio
Adeel, can
clear?
you hear me?
Can you hear me, Adeel, Nayyar?
Hello?
Hello? Hello? Yes. Can you hear me, Adeel, Nayyar?
Yes, we can hear you. You can continue. I think so. Adeel can't hear you, so you can continue.
Adeel,
Hello, can you hear me?
Sama, are you
Start.
hearing?
Yes, Osama, we can hear you as well.
Yasser, please open your mic.
Okay, so okay.
We can't hear you.
I have just one question from Adeel.
Yasser. I think something is a problem. Can you switch with Sulman sir? Are you there?
Yeah,
Are you able to?
I'm here.
Hello,
Yes,
Sulman
yes,
sir.
yes, yes, Engr, I am hearing you.
So
yes.
can you start you? Yasser, I think something problem.
Okay. So you want me to continue it? You want me to continue it?
Yes, stop your share screen. We start with Sulman sir.
Okay.
Yeah,
Adeel,
I have a
Hello,
question
hello
from
everyone.
you.
Yasser,
Yes, I am hearing.
we can't hear you.
Now,
Adeel.
can you hear me?
Yeah, we are hearing you, Mr.
Maybe
Yasir,
restart your Zoom.
loud and clear. His presentation
It's
is also
not,
visible to us.
Are you, Adeel, getting my voice?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I will continue now.
Mr. Adeel, please let me know if I continue or Mr. Yasir will continue the session now.
I will continue,
Okay,
Mr.
please,
Salman.
please
Yasser,
go ahead.
Sulman sir, can you start?
Thank you.
Please.
No, please confirm.
Thank you.
Mr. Yasir is saying he is
Yes,
continuing.
stop
He
screen
want to
sharing.
continue. No, please let me know, Mr. Neil. You are hosting this meeting. Either I continue or Mr. Yasir will continue the session.
Salman sir, now you start.
Okay, thank you. Hi everyone, I am Salman, and on behalf of Internet Society, all welcome to you all this on the August gathering. This is the topic which is assigned to me, and the name is the impact of AI in the domain of cybersecurity. Well, before discussing this topic, I would like to take a plea why we are discussing this topic. And in my view, the core element, which is the information. Just like as the food is necessary or vital entity or element, you can say, for a human being to survive, we can't deny the importance of information for the human being to live in a society. In the early era, we were maintaining, saving this information in our minds and conveying naturally with the conversation with one another. But with the passage of time, as the technology enhances, we shifted this knowledge from our mind to the machines. And in the latest form, we have a setup. I think you all already have known that the information system. If we talk about information system, it is actually a computerized system consisting of some elements. You can say the users, human being who are the beneficiary, who are giving or receiving information from that system, hardware components, softwares, application programs, network communications, and the protocols for the maintaining of information. Now, as we have shifted this information to the computers, so it is very mandatory and very important to protect it from the unauthorized persons. So this is the topic that we will continue, and the title is the impact of AI in the domain of cyber security. This is one of the most leading technology and domain nowadays. And first of all, without any wastage of time, we will move to the first slide. Here I have segregated it into some parts, and we will discuss these topics one by one. First of all, we will look at what is actually the cybersecurity and why it is important for us. Then our focus will shift to the next topic, which is why there is a need of artificial intelligence in the field of cybersecurity. Keep in mind that cybersecurity exists already before the induction of AI. But as the machines are being replaced by the human beings are being replaced by the machines. So AI, we cannot deny the importance of AI in the domain of cybersecurity. Then our focus will shift to the next topic, which is the some we will here look some applications in the domain of cybersecurity. Later, we will discuss some benefits and the disadvantages or limitations, you can say, in the. Keep in mind also here that no system is the perfect one. So if any system has some benefits, there must be some pros for that system. And later, we will discuss some top leading AI tools in the cybersecurity which are available nowadays in the market industry. And in the last but not least, we will see the future landscape of AI in the domain of cyber security. Now let's move our concentration to the first topic, which is the what is the cyber security and why it is important for us. Uh, Here is the definition. You may find a lot of definitions over the internet. This is the concise one which I have selected. And here you can see cybersecurity shields internet connected devices, hardware, software, and the data, which is the most crucial part of the security system from the cyber criminals and the threat. This data is the most important part of the information system. Actually, it is used individuals and organizations must prevent unauthorized system access. Here you can see a is my video sharing on the screen?
Yes. अब आपकी stop हो गई है. Yes, but no, you stop.
Okay, are you hearing and
Yes.
visible?
Yes,
Okay, thank
visible.
you, thank you,
Yes.
thank you. Here is a diagrammatic or graphical representation of a system that is representing the cybersecurity and why it is important to us. If we talk about the data breaches and the system compromises. Now, what is data breaches? If we talk about data breaches, we can say that a cybersecurity shield internet connected devices, hardware, software, and data from the cyber criminal threat. Individual and organization must prevent unauthorized system access. A developer robot strategies against the data is with the increase of the use of devices and the program in the modern enterprise. Cybersecurity has become a total defense against the raising risk of the data breaches. Data breaches mean is actually the violation of data. Actually, here is our main concern is to protect our data from the unauthorized ones. And the second option, system compromises mean we have the hardware components in our information system. We must have some application software, system software in our the system. So an hacker or a system cracker can gain unauthorized access to our hardware components, its firmware, our operating system, device drivers, utility programs, even they can corrupt our application software. So it is important to protect our data as well as our infrastructure from the system attackers. Now we move our concentration to the next part, which is the why there is a need of AI in the cybersecurity. As I talked earlier that the cybersecurity system already existed without the induction of AI. AI inducted later in this domain. So why there is a need of AI? Because in the early eras, humans are operating machines. Now the technology has been changed. Scenarios has been changed. Machines are controlling machines. So it is not possible for a human being to control a machine. So we have created a machine or standard a machine against another machine to control it. And on the other hand, cyber criminals and the hackers also using this technology. So there is a war between, or you can say among the machines. This is the first point that I would like to discuss is the speed. And in this topic, if we say, I talk about, it is the actually, you can say, with the help of AI, we can say a open system will respond quickly. It is not possible for a human being to check, detect, and found any malware or any interception in our system, but it is possible for a machine to detect that problem within an instant and to find it and their solution. The next point is the accuracy. Human-made errors. Whereas the machine can't made errors. Here you see, you hear about our term GIGO, G-I-G-O, garbage in, garbage out. If we give the correct data or correct instructions to a computer system, it must provide us the correct data and correct results to us. Next is the real-time response. It is not possible for a human being to detect any attack in a system at the instant and to find its solution. But machines are working 24 hours in a day, 7 days in a week, and around the year. 35 days, 365 days in the 365 days in the year. So it is not possible for a human being to continuously monitor a machine, but it is possible for a machine to perform this task for on time. So AI is the most appropriate for nowadays. Next is the topic which is about Mr. Adeel, do you seeing my screen?
Yes, we are seeing.
I have a problem, I think. Let me start it again.
Okay. Start share screen again, please. Our lecture live on the YouTube.
Okay, okay.
You can, if anyone want to see the recording of our video, they can visit our channel. There is live now. If anyone interested, watch later. So you can. Well, I try to publish the channel recording on the community page. I saw.
Mr. Adeel, is my screen being shared?
Now,
Yeah. Now, is it visible?
yes, is visible.
Yeah.
Please play your
Yes.
slides.
Well, we were talking about the real-time responses. So it is not possible for a human being to real-time judge any issue and find its remedy or take appropriate solution at the instant. But it is possible for a machine to real-time detect, like you can say IDS and IPS protection systems, they can give us real-time response to any attack. Here is also a pattern in data breaches. It is not possible for a human being to analyze any change in the data and consider it as a regular data or spams. But it is possible for a machine to continuously analyze this data and find out if there is any change in the pattern of the data incoming and outgoing traffic. You can say it here is different machine learning algorithm and the deep learning algorithms are used in case of unstructured data. If your data is unstructured, you can use deep learning algorithms. And if you are dealing with the structured data like text, you can use different machine learning algorithms. It is not possible for a human being to instantly detect vulnerabilities, but it is for machines, it is very easy to detect any vulnerability instantly. And the last one, which in my point, which is the strengthen the defense system. So as if there is a found any vulnerability in the system will upgrade itself. There is no need of human being to intervene in this system. So it is actually a system has become automated. Mr. Adeel, is my screen visible properly or not?
Yes, but your presentation is not
Okay. Now,
No,
is it
yes,
visible?
yes, visible.
Okay. Thank you. Now we move our concentration to the next, which is the AI applications in the cybersecurity. Here I have found some points in this context and I will try to explain them. Mm, you can say the first is the real-time analysis. A power tool excels in the analyzing network traffic and patterns. The second one is automated scanning and patching. It means if there is found some vulnerability in the system will detect that vulnerability and find its appropriate solution and applies it automatically to the system. Here's the AI-driven vulnerability assessment, automate the process of identifying weakness in the system and the software. Now, the third one is the vulnerability migration. The vulnerability data is the, sir, I'm again thinking there's a problem in the screen sharing.
Ah,
Vulnerabilities migration, user historical data, preventing analytics, AI
And
can forecast potential vulnerabilities.
please share
And
your
the
screen.
fourth one
Your screen is
is
off
my
now.
screen sharing or not?
No,
Okay,
I think some network problem.
okay. Yeah, Mr. Adeel, is it visible?
No, there is, yes, is visible now.
Okay. Now the third point is vulnerability mitigation. In vulnerability mitigation, data analytics and the AI can forecast potential vulnerabilities. The fourth one is the analyzing language and context in the message. AI implies NLP, natural language processing, which is a deep learning algorithm to scrutinize emails and messages from the linguistic cues that suggest phishing attempts. You can even also analyze the spam filters, which is using the NLP algorithms. Fifth one is the threats and the unauthorized activities. AI can detect anomalies that might indicate insider threats. This is actually AI-based system is not protecting your system from the external environment. Your internal environment threats are available present everywhere, either internal and external. Your even own employees can create threat. Here is a mechanism of authentication and authorizations to protect the system from such vulnerabilities. Next, here is I also found that how AI applications in the cybersecurity. Here we will take a deep look in this. First of all, we will discuss what about the threat detections, Then we will discuss the network security point of view. Later, we will consider the prevention of attacks and the predictive analytics. Let's see the one. A threat detection. In anomaly detection, AI algorithm can analyze network traffic, user behavior, and system logs to identify unusual patterns that deviate from the normal activity. You can say this key helps detect suspicious activities like data breaches, malicious software infections, and the insider threats. Threats may be external and internal. From both sides, threat can exist. So our AI-based tools can help to protect our system from both sides of threats. Phishing detection. Phishing is the actually fake email addresses, or you can fake links to steal information from an LS. AI can analyze emails from signing of phishing attacks, such as suspicious sender addresses, suspicious links, and grammatical errors, etc. Malicious software detection, if we talk about it, machine learning models can learn to identify new and evolving malware by analyzing the behavior, code, and the other characteristics. This helps to detect block malware before it can infect it. It is not possible for a human being to perform such activities in a very short time, but it is very easy for a computer-based system to take action appropriately in a very short time, and it will give the quick response without any human intervention. AI-based system can add system configuration to identify vulnerabilities that could be exploited by the attackers. Next, we discuss the next topic, which is about the okay. Okay, yeah. This is the next one. A network security. Improved threat detection and response, faster identification and the migration of threat, reduce response time, automate response, minimize the impact of attacks, increase efficiency. Automation frees up security teams to focus on the strategic task. Proactive threat hunting enables organizing to anticipate and address the threats before they occur. Actually, we must keep in mind a diagram that if we talk about information security, we can enclose it, or you can say that the basic security is the actually network security. We have to secure our network. Then is the layer of cyber security applies over the network security. And over that, information security exists. So information security is a broader domain which encloses the cyber security domain and which encloses the network security. Network security at maybe your local area networks level. Whereas if we talk about cyber security, so it actually belongs to the WANs or the over the internet. The next parameter that we can discuss in this context is the attacks prevention. How can we protect our system from the attacks? First of all, we have to detect that threat. AI-based tools analyze vast amount of data to identify patterns and detect malwares, phishing attempts, or suspicious activities in real time. Well, it is not possible for a human being to perform such tasks in a very short time because everything has been computerized. Data processing has been fast, so it is not possible for a human being or human mind to take or to synchronize or to make frequency match frequency with such changes. So a computer can protect or a computer can check other computer. Here I also find some example for that. You can find a very famous tool, dart trace, to detect anomalies in the network behavior. Anomaly detection. Anomalies, the ambiguities or unusual behaviors, you can say, in a system, such as unauthorized logins or data transfer to the flag potential attacks. Detecting login attempts from the unfamiliar locations. Here you can use multi-factor authentication techniques and OTP, and you can say even the passwordless authentication methods. Predictive analysis. Predictive analysis is actually a prevention technique in which we use machine learning algorithms to analyze our data. But keeping in mind that if your data is in unstructured form, like is in video form or image or audio form, then we will use the deep neural networks to perform the same task. But mostly our data in the textual form that we want to save. So there is a lot of such available, a lot of topics you can see over the YouTube channels. Different channels have been created in this regard. That machine models analyze historical attack data to predict vulnerabilities and proactively preventing them. Example, preventing the ransomware by analyzing the attack trends. Ransomware are the basically software that hack your system and they find bribe or they demand some money to release your system. These are the actually activities performed by the black hat hackers. Next, we talk about continue with this topic. Automate incident response. AI can isolate affected system, block malicious IP addresses, and trigger alerts automatically to stop the attack spread. Some AI-based tools in this context are Cortex and Zor, which are automatically threat migrating. Phishing detection. If we talk about phishing detection, AI uses NLP, natural language processing, and this is the basically a deep learning algorithm it uses to identify malicious email and preventing phishing attacks. Example, filtering phishing emails in the real time. So spam filtering is the most important part of our email system. So first of all, it was being definitions were updated by the human beings manually after research. And now the system is also automatically updating himself. Fraud prevention. A monitor financial transactions to detect anomalies and prevent fraud. Flagging unauthorized bank activities. It is also involved in the blockchain system, which is a decentralized database system. And these techniques are also applying in the blockchain system. Enhanced endpoint security. A strengthen endpoint protection by identifying malware before it infects the devices. Example, you can say AI-based antivirus tools like SOAPs and CoverStrike. These are the most famous antivirus softwares which are AI-based. Actually, their antivirus definitions are not updated by the human beings, but machine also learn from data and also update its solution and definitions. Predictive analytics. If we talk about predictive analytics, how predictive analytics work in cybersecurity. First of all, we will see its physiology. First of all, we have to collect data. Data gathered from the logs, network traffic, user behavior, and the past cyber attacks. So it is very important to backtrack the history and not only from the current data, but the previous data and the previous events or incidents also help us to make our system more proactive. Pattern analysis. If we talk about pattern analysis, AI algorithm analyze data to identify trends and anomalies. If there is a change in the pattern of data, if there is a change in the traffic rate, AI system predict it and try to find it why this change exists. Either it is normal or abnormal. If we talk about risk prediction, risk always exists in a system. Predict the likelihood of cyber attack or system vulnerability based on the historical pattern. Proactive defense allows security teams to address and become active the threats. Abstract. Mr. Adeel, are you hearing me? Is my voice
Yes.
clear and loud?
Yes, yes, we are hearing
Thank
you.
you, thank you, thank you. Now we move to the next, which is a tool delivering predictive analytics. There are a number of lot of tools available in this regard, but I have found some of them which is more famous in the worldwide and used worldwide in the different by the organizations. Dartrace, this is one of the famous tool, uses machine learning algorithm to predict and migrate cyber threats. Splunk is also one of the scanning tools used in this field. It analyzes security data to identify and predict attacks. Basically, this Splunk tool is used for the authentication and authorization purposes. Tenable.io predicts vulnerabilities and assets in the risks of prioritization. So these are the tools. You can Google it over the net and you can find more details about these tools. These are the tools. But keep in mind that these tools are not freely available, but you can use trial versions to take the enjoy and consider it their working. And now let's talk about the benefits of AI in the domain of cybersecurity. First one, advanced threat detection. AI system excels at analyzing vast amount of data in the real time, enabling them to detect even subtle anomalies and patterns indicative of cyber threats. It is not possible for a human being to perform such tasks very rapidly, but machines can perform their tasks rapidly. So we have assigned this task to the machines with the help of AI algorithms. The second one is the real-time response. As the name depicts, a real-time response required to quickly analyze the data, analyze the situation, and take appropriate action to tackle that situation. So AI-based powered cybersecurity tools can respond to the threats in the real time, means at the instantly drastically reducing the response time to compare manual intervention. No doubt, this is one of the major benefit you can say by using of AI-based tools in a cybersecurity environment. If we move next, third point in my view is the adaptive security. A system continuously learn from the new data and adopt to change attack techniques. As we know, AI system uses different algorithms, and these algorithms are trained with the different data sets. So if we have given the new data, a system over learn more new things. So with the passage of time, our system become more and more intelligent and active and smart. Fourth point, in my view, is the phishing detection. No doubt, if we talk about cybersecurity, messaging is the one of the most important part. And for the messaging, we are using email system. So phishing detection capabilities to enable it to identify phishing attempts with the high precision. It is not possible to detect phishing attacks manually. It will take time. Meanwhile, the phishing attacker or the hacker can hack system, but this is the real. It gives us a real time response if any incident occurs. If we talk about the next, I think data analysis is one of the major factors that help in the it enable it to quickly identify trends and insight buried within the vast amount of data. It is not possible for human being to analyze or stereotype or monotonous type job to perform jobs really, but it's for machines. They are not tied up. They can perform their work continuously round the clock and the now it's in a span of years. So data analysis with the help of computer is very easy, but it is not possible for a human being to manually analyze and to detect some deficiency or some deficiencies in this way. Cost effectiveness. If we talk about cost efficiency, AI can lead long-term cost saving by reducing the impact of successful cyber attacks. Even it is reducing the manpower. Machines are learning by self, so there is no need of human beings to update the machines. Machines are self-updating by their self. So it is one of the most important factor that I think in context of benefit of AI in the cyber security. Now let's move to the next point. If the system has some cons, then there should be some pros, and there are a lot of issues with the AI, with the induction of AI in the cybersecurity, you can say. And here I will talk about a little bit of them. First of all, I think adversarial attack on AI. Hackers exploit AI vulnerabilities demanding vigilant monitoring. As we are using AI tools, hackers are also not bound not to use AI tools. They are also using AI-based tools. They are using different Linux operating system flavors like Parrot operating system, and you can say Kali Linux. They are also making research in the hacking system. So it is not easy for a AI-based system to protect itself. It must be kept aware and must be learned every instant to protect it from the attacks of cyber attackers. The second one is the data privacy versus AI. Balancing data analysis and privacy is essential for the effective cybersecurity. Keep in mind that these are the machines, they have no sentiments. So there may be chance of that the machine cannot obey your orders. You can say that the data which is actual machine considered it as false positive or the attacker data as a real one. So it is very mandatory to monitor or observe the system which is totally AI based. So we cannot rely on the AI based system totally. We must keep an eye on it. We must monitor it. Either the system is working properly as per our requirements, as per our expectations or not. So it no doubt AI is helping us to facilitating in the different aspects of life in a different system in the cybersecurity environment, but they are also creating vulnerabilities. There is also a potential that the system may become harm to us. Next, the biasness in AI. This is the same thing that I am telling about. The addressing bias in the AI training data ensure equality performance. So it is because there is no sentiments. We are actually in the era of weak AI. Maybe we come in the era of general AI or strong AI. Perhaps it would be possible there, but in nowadays, in now it is not possible that we can 100% rely on this system. The fourth one is human oversight in the AI. AI enhances defense, but human judgment is remain. So this is the key factor that we can't rely over the AI-based system. We must keep an eye over that system, either it is working properly or not. Next, we move to the top AI tools in the cybersecurity. There are a lot of tools available in the market, but these are the some of them I will like discuss with you. These are the dark trace. Dark trace utilize AI and machine learning to provide automate threat detection and response across the diverse environment. Okay, it is uses the AI and ML based algorithms to protect our data from the different attackers. CrowdStrike Falcon implies AI-driven endpoint protection, detecting, preventing threading across the endpoints. Basically, it provides a mechanism for the authentication and the authorization. The Vectra AI, this is one of the most leading tools used in this domain. It's specialized in network threat detection, utilizing AI to analyze network behavior and swiftly identify migrate cyber threats. You can say that it is just like working like IPS, intruder protection systems or intruder detection systems. Barracuda Sentinel is the one of the most famous tool which is used for the email scanning. Barracuda Sentinel focuses on the email security utilizing AI to identify and thwart spread phishing attempts and the account takeover attacks. And the Cyclone Protect is the pioneer tool used in the AI for threat detection. This is one of the tools that use AI technology for the prevention. This is first one. This is the pioneer tool and leveraging machine learning algorithms to predict and prevent both known and unknown malicious software attacks. Actually, it detects if any binary form of data, any machine files, any executable files are coming in your system and they are harmful for the use. Here, both static and dynamic testing is used. Tech approach is used to detect, to check the new incoming software, new incoming executable file in your system. Then, if the system allows and satisfies that this file is free from any issue, any viruses, then it will allow to execute in your system. Otherwise, this will block your this file will block in your system. It is actually a type of antivirus and it protects the malicious software attacks to your system from your system. Now let's talk about some future landscape of AI in the domain of cybersecurity. AI enhanced threats hunting will pivotal to in the proactively identifying emerging threats without establishing patterns, allowing organization to anticipate and counter new attack vectors. A real-time decision making AI will no doubt help will make the real-time decision making round the clock in the 365 days in the year and so on. A rapid threat containment, it also refers to systematic threat containment, reduce manual intervention. It is also reduce the manual intervention that our system will become atomized and there is no need of human being to intervene. Here is some important thing that I would like to share with you if you are interested in the domain of cybersecurity. I think you should first of all gain expertise or knowledge in the domain of defensive and offensive cybersecurity attacks. Defensive is actually how to protect your system, and in a point of thief, you must have how you will attack to a system. So we must know the positive and negative impact both of a system, how can we protect our system and how can we hack our system. So if we know the both things, then we will more appropriately and more precisely apply the cyber security techniques over our information network. Second one is the digital forensics. You can find a lot of material over digital forensics over internet. It is used to detect any attack, any issue in your system. And if we talk about it, you can say that data forensic is the actually the verification and testing of data over the internet. Ethical hacking. This is also one of the most famous tool. You can say you have heard, I think, a term white hat hackers. Actually, this is you are if you want to become a white hat hacker, ethical hacking is one of the best field for you. Here you will check the system vulnerabilities and you will apply patches to that vulnerabilities. Penetration testing actually is the black box testing, gray box testing, white box testing. If we are developing some software or testing some in system, or we are actually tuning our system, we must perform different sort of tests. Either our system is working properly or it is vulnerable or not. So black box testing, gray box testing, and white box testing falls under the category of penetration testing. In, you can say, in black box testing, a tester does not know the internal functionality or logic about the system or module. He just gives input and detects the either it is giving the required output or not. In a gray box testing, the system tester has a little bit knowledge about the, you can say, the logic and how that module is working. And if we talk about the white box testing, the user or tester or the alpha tester, you can say, in the development environment, have the deep and complete knowledge how the algorithm is executing in that system, in that module, and how it we can find it if it is vulnerable from any input or output side. If we talk about different key areas where you can apply this knowledge, first of all, network security. There are a lot of institutions available in the US and the worldwide which are offering courses in this domain. And here we will discuss a little bit about each of them one by one. If we talk about network security, it investigates protocol, IDS, and the thread migration strategies. We have a depth knowledge of networks, protocols, and the network security is the core element. As I already tell you that the information security includes cyber security, and cyber security includes network security. So the mental or core of this system is the network security. First of all, we must have a strong knowledge of network security. So a lot of courses are available online over the network internet, and you can also join different issues. You can Google it and find a different institution that are offering professional level certification in this regard. Second one is that cryptography, a developing secure encryption method for the data protection, like you are using TLS and HTTPS for encrypting your data, because data is traveling over the network. So it is important to encrypt it first, then it travel it. So if data come in hand to a hacker, cracker, he could not understand it. ML and DL in the cybersecurity. Machine learning and deep learning algorithm, different algorithms are available, different libraries are available. Python is one of the best language in this context, and it has a lot of libraries in this regard. You can study it, you can find a lot of material in this regard if you are interested. Internet of Things security. If you talk about Internet of Things security, addressing vulnerabilities in the connected devices and the industrial system. No doubt, IoT is applying in our homes, like our air conditioners, say washing machines and microwave ovens, and in even in the industrial environment. So these system can also be hacked. So we can protect the system from the unauthorized access and threats. So IoT is also one of the best domain in the, if you are interested to use. Now we talk about the cloud security. Cloud security is also a very charming field, and you can research ways to safeguard cloud environment and prevent unauthorized access. Actually, cloud security, in which you have discussed the different techniques for the authentication and the authorization, and how you will stop it from the unauthorized ones. Blockchain systems, this is also one of the most famous technology using nowadays. Actually, it is a database system which is in decentralized form, and it is very mandatory to secure this system from the unauthorized access. So blockchain security is also one of the key domain where you can apply your expertise or knowledge, and it has a lot of potential in context of marketplace. Malware analysis and threat detection, if we talk about it, actually this is the how antivirus are made, how antiviruses are works. So if you are interested in this, you must keep some knowledge, you must take interest, and you must read research papers and a lot of material available on how malwares are analysis and how malware created, how they work, and how they create threat in the system. Privacy and data protection, which is one of the most important and basic, you can say, element in the security. Actually, it deals with the authentication and the authorization. Okay, that only authorized person should be allowed to get data, and what type of data they must keep. You can see, we are all using a common interface environment, like we are using Gmails. All we have the common interface, but according to our ID and password, we are only the emails and the material which is related to us is visible. We can't see the others data. So this is actually dealing with this one. Human factor in cybersecurity. No doubt, actually, the main person who is impacting positively or negatively in the system is the human being. Human being is also making the system, and a human being are also trying to stealing information from the system. Like black hat hacker is actually what is doing. He is a human being. He is trying to stealing data or information or cracking the system. Whereas on the other hand, white hat hackers are founding vulnerabilities in the system and patching up that system. So in this system, in this safe domain, we will just study how types of human beings are interacting with the system. Quantum computing and superquantum cryptography. No doubt, quantum computing is one of the famous field nowadays. It is actually a supercomputers technology where we use both zeros and one at the same time. Here we use three types of bits, 0, 1, and the combination of both bits. So it is also using in the supercomputers. Now, in the last, I would like to thank you for being patient with me, and I will shift my concentration and control to the Mr. Adeel Nayyar to please continue the session. Mr. Adeel, please
Sir,
continue.
thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir.
Welcome. Welcome.
Sir, you did a great job,
Yeah.
but you get 30-minute extra. You
Okay.
must be
Okay.
But anyhow,
So,
don't worry.
thank
We will do that. Now I'm calling to my next speaker, Mr. Yasir Amin. Please share your screen and play your presentation. Audience waiting your for voice and presentation. Please start it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Adeel Nayyar, Engineer Adeel. Thank you so much for having me here. And I would like to especially thank the Internet Society for organizing such a great event that will help us and others to learn about the upcoming new technologies. The one of the basic one is artificial intelligence, and my topic is to combine two fields. There is a blend of artificial intelligence and automation. So I will talk about on a broader way these two blends, but individual. First, I will start about artificial intelligence. Then later on, I will mix that with automation. So these two are different, but combined together to deliver such outstanding results in industry and numerous other fields. So I will begin the topic firstly. So here we have, sorry. So the first is the definition of artificial intelligence. We should learn a little bit about the artificial intelligence. We all are aware of that. So I will just give you brief little bit of artificial intelligence, what is all about and what the world is going and what is everything is doing around us. And we mostly talk about artificial intelligence in journal. So definition of artificial intelligence is a field of science that creates machine that can learn and act in a way that typically require human intelligence. So humans detect the things by the senses, by seeing, by smelling, by hearing. So we want these things in machines that they should learn from their surrounding and give that output what is required. So in the next slide, I will talk about little bit history about automation, artificial intelligence. So it is basically history is began in, it's not a new field. If we talk about, it's a history of artificial intelligence is, that is American scientist John McGarty that coined the term first time in 1956, artificial intelligence, because that if you study the book of J.F. Huger, Mexico University, so he gave the history little bit way behind of what we are talking about now. So there was Aristotle and then Socrates, then there were other scientists, George Boole, that we studied digital logic designs, digital logic gates. That begins from that. History is computer, then artificial intelligence. So I will talk about this. American computer scientist John McGarty coined the term artificial intelligence in 1956 and drove the development of first AI programming language. a Lisp, that is known as list processing. So that was the first language used. Now we are using the numerous other languages such as C++, Java, and the most basic one in artificial intelligence or robotics is Python. We code or program in Python and then used in the hardware further. So now there is a little bit about how the artificial intelligence work. So artificial intelligence work like a human. So just like that, we as human, what the way we work is the same. We want the artificial intelligence to work like that. So working of artificial intelligence is based on three things. Number one is learning. So AI can learn from experience that we want, that AI should learn from its mistake and improve its performance when exposed to data. So AI is different from the other technologies because it can learn from experience. So I will give a little bit example of that. Artificial intelligence, little bit example of that, how the artificial learn from the experience. There was a experiment done in China. There was a player that can one of the best player in chess. He was winner all around the world. So he was that confident that nobody can defeat him. He was allowed to play with the chat with the robot. So the robot was played with numerous other players, and he stored the moves which result in his failure or his loss. So because human being has a storage, has a limited storage, but the robot or artificial computer, artificial intelligence has a large storage. So from that game, from the chess player, when played with the robot, so the chess player lose 3 times and robot won 3 times, and 4 times the player walk away because the robot has a storage. So the human being has that limitation. We can have a creativity. We have designed that robot. We have programmed that robot, but we cannot store such instruction. So the Albert Einstein has an IQ 156. Nobody in the universe or human being has that kind of IQ, but the robot is much better because it can store the data. So the robots save the move that the other player does, or he itself does, that not succeeded. So he does not repeat that. That is a learning that we human do. If we make a mistake, next time we does not repeat that. For example, if I am a teacher, I am teaching. If I have made a mistake, I learn from the one which is expert, or I can learn from the different sources, and I will not repeat that mistake. That is purely human psychology. And we want by machine learning, by the neural language processing, deep learning, that robot will not repeat that mistake. That is a truly revolutionary and novelty that automation does not have. We want that automation to have that learning, the mistakes does not be repeated. So the next one is reasoning. The reasoning is purely human-like structure, human-like psychology. So similarly, we want the AI to do that. AI can use data, because I talk about already data is the war of the world. So the country, the nation that flourish will have a data. So data is very important. So as we know that Chat GPT by OpenAI and Grok by Elon Musk and DeepSeek by China, there is a war of data. So the world or the state will flourish, that will have a data. So AI can use data to analyze, make recommendation and solve complex problems. So AI has that property, that AI has a data, that human being has a limitation to that. We cannot have that storage that the supercomputer or artificial design system can have. So acting is the result of that 2 steps, learning and reasoning, and then that comes the acting, that output. So AI can act in a way that would normally require a human intelligence, that can make a decision which is better, which is suitable, that we do in our daily life. We make decisions depending upon the appropriate data we got, appropriate instruction we got. If there is a fire, we protect ourselves. If there is a water, we cannot dive in if we don't know the swimming. So that is the data. So the data for the supercomputer or artificial intelligence is a very huge. It will be it can make a difference. So next one, I will talk about the next slide. That is automation. That was the blend of my topic. So I will blend these two topics. I will blend these two different branches, automation and AI, that was assigned to me by the concerned authorities for this topic. I have to talk about that one. So I will talk about automation. Is it Engineer Adeel? Are you seeing my slides?
Yes, yes, we are saying.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. So I am just rearranging that one. So please, yes, I am getting.
Okay.
So okay.
Are your screen stop?
Yes,
Share again.
no, it's in front of me. So
Okay.
are you watching all?
Yes, we are watching before
thank you.
also.
Okay.
You can share your screen also. Don't worry.
Okay.
We are watching.
Okay.
Both
Now,
are working together.
okay. Thank you so much. So automation
Mr.
is
Agarwal, your screen is not visible to us.
okay.
Slide.
Screen
I think there is some issue. Please check. Is it sharing or not? I
Okay,
think
I will share
your
again.
sharing is disabled. Please share it.
I will share it again.
You can
Okay.
share. You can share your slide and speak. They are both working.
Okay. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
now it's visible.
Oh, it's visible. Okay. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
Yes.
no, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
No, please continue.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I will continue about the automation. So automation, I will just give you a little bit of floating definition of automation, and then I will talk about in depth of that. So automation is not a new field. It's a very classical, it has a deep basics in mechanical engineering. And there's a mechatronics, you can say that is a blend of mechanical and electronics. There is automation. We have seen numerous industries are running on this automation. There is a paper factory there. There's a automobile factory, cold drink factories are working on these automations. And now Samsung technology as using, I was watching the documentary on a factory of Samsung. So I was shocked to see that there was such a smaller level of integration of fabrication of semiconductors done such accurately and in a very good manner by automation, by the robots, that cannot be done such precisely by humans. So I'm very, the technology is for us. Technology will help us. It's not negative to use technology. Technology has a positive and negative. So we have to check and balance that. So now I will talk about the main topic. So that is automation. Automation refers to the use of technology and system to perform tasks with minimum or no human intervention. So that is basic. Automation requires no or minimal human intervention, because if you see the first picture, when there was a car manufacturing factory, there were 6 workers were working. And that new, if you see the next picture, so you can see there are 6 robots are working and only one person is there to look at that. So that is a change. So you can see the change by automation. They reduce cost, there is accuracy, there is a less cost, there is a less cost, there is a accuracy, there is a you can say their installation cost is high, but the output, but the result you will get by automation is way better than the human, because there is a chance of error, there is a chance of quality mismanagement that cannot be done by the robot that is programmed. So that is a very unique and helpful for an industry, for an organization, because they want to reputation, they want their product to be that kind of level that sustain their name in the market. So this include in everything from simple devices. So automation begins from simple devices, thermostat, that automatic sensor. It can give alarms if the temperature is high for boiler, and in a home, automatic sensors are there. When there's a fire alarm, so that also work on the same sort of thing. Complex industrial process, I have talked earlier, that automation in the transportation, in the paper factory, in food, in cupcake factory. If you see the documentation or documentaries like that, there's industries working with the automation. They are giving that output, and fluently they can work 24 hours and 7 days a week, no break, no yeah, just like human needs a break, health issues, so and so forth, there's a breakage. But if you depend on the automation and robots, they don't require food, they don't require break, they can work 24 hours without any break, they can give you maximum output. That is the basic requirement of a industry owner or factory, you can say a product manager, or that require, that want to is that product to flourish. So that is purely very helpful for them. The goal of automation is to increase efficiency, as I talked earlier. Efficiency increase, there is output is well controlled, well checked out, that human can make a mistake, but by robot also has a limitation. Automation also has a limitation, but there is a one who can check the quality as well. Robots quality as well, it is working properly. But previously we require thousands of labor, thousands of worker. Now that replaced by the automated remotes. Reduce errors, as I talked about earlier, error remove, free up human time. So that remove, it's not that it will reduce jobs, it also has an effect like that. But we require automation engineers, we require automation workers that can work with the robot, with that machine, to put an instruction to program. So automation programmer are required. There's a creation of job, and there is a redemption of job as well. Human time, and for high level tasks, human has a limitation, as I talked you earlier. So we can, with the, just as I talk about the Samsung factories, there's a nano level technology, IC integration is there, PLC, programmable logical controller, PLDs, I will talk about in the programmable automation about that. So that cannot be done with such a precision by human, because we can lose the vision for that kind of narrow, smaller nano level technology. So next, I will talk about the types of automation. So types of automation is broadly classified in fixed automation, programmable automation, flexible automation, and integrated automation. And I will rather be wasting time on this. I will just come to the main concern. So that is that one is, so that fixed automation. So fixed automation is specially designed. This fixed automation is designed to perform a specific task. For example, if I talk about the definition, for example, fixed automation system, also known as hard automation, are designed to complete a single set of tasks repeatedly. Fixed automation system typically are used for discrete mass production or continuous flow of system. So if, for example, if you want efficiency, for example, as a human, I will talk about in a company. So one is, the worker is designed to check the quality, other is designed to place the package in a right status, right proper. One worker is designed one task. Similarly, fixed automation, one robot will perform one task, and that one task, that robot is capable, is very strong, it can faster, quicker. So other task will done by the other robot. So that is fixed. The one task for the particular robot cannot perform other tasks, because it is fixed automation. So if we want to pack a bottle or drink a bottle in particular level, so that robot is designed for that. It can check the regular quantity of contents in the bottle. It cannot put a cap. It cannot check the quality. So it is designed for that automation. So that is fixed automation. So that is good. That has a high efficiency, that can give you the maximum product, but it cannot be changed. So example of fixed automation system is automated conveyor belt. So conveyor belt, as I talk about in the cold drink factory, there is a conveyor belt. In so numerous factories, food factories, conveyor belt carry the food and bottles, and similarly automobile factories. And manufacturing industry that moves object with minimum effort increase efficiency, because humans have a limitations. Human can have a break. The robot automation does not have a break. So I will talk about the next one that is very important, programmable automation. And then I will blend the programmable automation, and then I will talk about the artificial automation. That will enhance our knowledge that where the world is going and where we are standing. So if you want to dive in both fields simultaneously, AI and automation, that will have a brighter future. For that one, you have to learn the Fourier transformation, deep learning language, machine learning languages. Then you have to go through the full-fledged courses. Then you will reach that AI engineer level. Then you will reach that automation engineering level. Then you can sustain your living through that field. If you are talking about floating things, then it is enough to have little bit things. But for an expert, as AI has a limitation, AI cannot defeat an engineer. That's what I believe. So AI nowadays is not that level expert. For an engineer, he's well versed, well experienced. So AI can provide a little bit knowledge programming side like that. But in future, AI will have that kind of approach that it will defeat human in the various fields. But humans are much powerful. They can handle that thing. So okay. So programmable automation. This type of automation allows for reprogramming machines to perform different tasks. So this kind of automation has a changing, it can be changed. For example, in paper factory, if you want to have a different size of papers, so you have to reprogram. So you can change, you can put a program, you can reconfigure that machine. The similar machine will give you different size of papers. So that is programmable automation. So characteristics, it involves the use of programmable logic controls. As we have electrical engineering, we all have gone through control system subject, and programmable logic control is a very versatile. It's a programmable logical
I
design.
have some Coke for you.
PLDs, exactly. So that help us to implement the automation in numerous factors, and other programmable system that allows for changes in the process sequence through programming. So with programming, with PLCs, PLDs, you can reprogram, or automation engineer can put instruction that was required to do that particular task. Application ideal for industrial that require flexibility. It provides flexibility, changes in production like manufacturing various products or switching between the different process. Examples, central network computing machines, robotics, PLCs, and automate manufacturing process. So as I talk about, there's numerous factories or industries that are using the programmable automation. There is animation, the videos available on internet. You can go through them and see that where the world is going and how the automation is helping the human in different sectors, different productivity enhancement. So that is flexible automation is a soft automation characteristic, highly adaptable. That's something sort of programmable automation with little bit more advancement, and can be programmed to perform variety of tasks based on production need. So flexible automation is something like programmable, but it is more advanced. It can do the different tasks with more flexibility. Used in industry where product variation are common. As I talk about, if you have a small paper, larger paper, you see the different parts of the automation factories. If engine parts, if you have different production units, the same machine can do the different sizes of components can be produced from the same one. Even the production process need to adopt a changing equipment, so that can be allowed to change the equipment. More, that one is flexible automation is used in robotics, flexible machine system, automated material handling. So that is used. I am quickly rounding and covering the things so that there is a rest. My other brother is going to speak about that. So I'm quickly covering the things. And coming to the main context, that is AI automation. So little bit I'm giving the robotics is all, you are well aware of that. That is programmable. The sensor are there. They can see, they can detect. The automatic cars are there. They have the sensors. They automatically driving, self-driving cars are going to change. That can help us. That can give the new era for the artificial intelligence. There's research is going. There's production of cars is going. That the numerous factories are producing the automated cars. Automation sensors are there. We are well aware of the sensors. Sensors are the devices that convert one form of energy to another, especially electrical energy. So they are called sensors. So the photo sensor, sound sensor, light sensor, detectors are there. So they are used. They do the same. They function that we have. For example, lie detector like eye. They are working similarly. Hearing, listening. That is done by the sensors, listen sensors, audio sensor. Flexible machine system, automated material handling. Next, I will talk about the integrated. That is same sort of thing. I will not go to that kind of level. That is flexible automation and blend of programmable automation. Now, the last but not the least, that is the artificial intelligence and automation. So AI automation is the use of artificial intelligence technologies to perform tasks or process with little or no human intervention that we are required. So now we want, if the robot detects any ambiguity, no human intervention is required. For example, if the price tag is missing of the product, so we don't require a human to go and reconfigure the robot. So that automatically design the machine learning is there, deep learning is there, neural changes are there. The robot automatically sends from the data, from the history, if there is a missing of badges or the product is not in the direction, there is a laser to detect the price or contact or to hold the product. So that robot, that particular machine automatically reconfigure itself to do the right task. So that is purely a novelty, and it will change the era of science and technology. That's what I believe. So that is truly, truly astonishing. I have seen the documentary that if the product is not in that sequence, the robot first detect that product is not in regular pattern, then it itself reconfigure that product in the right pattern. No human intervention is required. So that is purely such astonishing and such a helpful hand for all of us, for all the technological world, that will help us to produce such a high level of output. So it combines, as I talk about AI automation, combines AI, which, so engineer, if you can stop me, I will stop. If you allow Sama to speak, if he has space and time, then I will stop. Engineer Adeel, so if you want me to stop or allow the Sama to speak, then I will stop.
Okay, your topic, how many slides is remaining?
Yes, I will have a little bit, 2 or 3 slides more.
Okay, you can continue.
Okay, thank you so much.
But
So,
you wind up quickly.
thank you so much, and thank you, Sama, for your time I am taking.
Someone get ready for next.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It combines AI, which can learn, reason, as I talked about. That was the reason I started with the AI, because we want to blend these two things. So AI can learn, reason, and make decision with automation, which carry out repetitive tasks. So we want automation as well as AI to do the repetitive tasks. If there is a change required, we don't need to human to go and reprogram that particular report. It automatically, from the memory, from the data, from that source, from the mistake, it learns. It will automatically do the right things that we human do. If we have a problem, we learn from experience, we learn from the knowledge we have, and then next time we don't repeat that mistake, and we protect ourselves or do the right task for the organization for which we are working for. To streamline operation, reduce error, that is very helpful automation, as I talk about. Increase efficiency, that is required through automation. So now that is example of AI and automation. I will talk about that one. Sorry, slides are vanishing. Is it visible for you?
Yes, it's visible.
So thank you, thank you. Okay, so customer care, that is AI automation required, and that we are talking about. Technology is for help. Technology is for assistance. So how that will help us? Customer service chatbots are there that handle basic inquiries. So that nowadays there was a call center. There we require a human being to have a call, receive the call, then respond to particular time. It cannot give the feedback to the person who is calling. So the chatbots, they are 24 hours available, 365 days of year are available. Without break, they give the feedback, they get the information from the customer, from the speaker, and from the instruction or their neurological programming, from the deep learning, they respond, they give the message, they give the mail, auto-generated. I will talk about these tools in at the last. So that is replacing the human, not for disclosing the job, you can say, for giving the better efficiency. So now that is, chatbots are there that can consult the future. If a student asking chatbot, what I have that interest, I have that speaking skill of confidentiality, body language is good, I am very good in mathematics. So that chatbot give the answer, direction to the particular individual how to choose its career, his career or her career. So now manufacturing robots using computer vision to inspect, as I talked about, sensors are there, they can vision, they can sense the human psychology, just like we from the seeing that we can analyze the other person aggression, other person compassion, love, care. Similar, the robot, the Sophia is a well famous robot that senses the other one with the detectors. It can in even psychology of human. So in what tone that person is speaking, that you and I are aware of. If you chat a bot, or sorry, chat GPT, Grok, or if you talk about such harshly, that robot also detect that one. Finance AI algorithm, automatic fraud detection is banks are using that AI technology and automation to detect the fraud and to handle that thing. Similarly, marketing AI tools that personalize email or ads automatically, as I talked about. There was a requirement of human being to give feedback, to provide emails, and that required deletion, that give dilation, that not appropriate. But automatic reports, AI reports, they automatically they automatically generate the emails, give responses to the calls, give responses to the messages in time appropriately without any human intervention. So that is purely advancement of science and technology, in which direction we are going and moving forward. So now benefit, last one, I will talk about that. And lastly, increase efficiency, automating repetitive tasks, allow employees to focus on more strategic and creative. So when there is a rewards are there, when a human being can do the other creative tasks, other things that will benefit that organization, not repeated things, which time consuming, and that can be done by the robot. So humans are more advanced, they can give the creativity, programming, the instructions, and that kind of things the human will do, rather the repeated tasks the robots can do. Similarly, reduce cost, lower labor cost, reduce error, and optimize resources utilization can significantly reduce operation expenses. As I talk about, the human require medication, human require expenses, more labor require, more worker require. Now one robot can do the different tasks and more efficiently. Similarly, they don't require that salary, so that decrease, that lower the cost. It even the automation has initial high cost, high installation cost, but running cost of automation is very small. So that help the organization industry to flourish and go for longer term productivity and high efficiency, that give them more revenue, and even give them more name in the market to sustain their name. If the food factory that has a product, if there is not appropriate contents by the human, if they're not checking properly, so that product will not be retain that name. So automated remotes will help to retain the name and give them that revenue that they should proceed their earning, or they can sustain their name. So now improved quality automated process often lead to more consistent and accurate result. As I talk about faster process, so automated can be speed up workflow and reduce the turnaround times. So now these are the chatbots use and tools task. I will talk about a little bit. Zapier is self-generated from form submit. If you apply for university, so that form will be submitted, and email will be generated, and SMS will be given to the participant or applicant. Wait or SMS similar message will be given. If there is not a merit list displayed, the message will be given to that candidate, that there will be later on the message will be given or the list will be displayed. And similarly, call center make is as a tool that can give the call and response to the caller and give the time and duration calendar. And next is NNN, that is also a task. That's also a tool that give an appointment for the doctor, for a company, for an interview, so and so forth in an automatic generated manner. So that's all we have. Thank you so much for patience hearing, and I am very happy. And thank you, Mr. Engineer Adeel, Salman, and Usama Jalil, and everyone here to participated. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Yasser. Yes, Engineer Yasser, your
Thank you so much.
presentation was very informative. Now I would like to call Mr. Osama. Please come and play the presentation.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes,
Can
we
you
hear
hear
you.
me?
Yes, we hear
Okay.
you.
Thank
You
you.
can share your screen and play your presentation.
Okay.
Yes, Dr. Saab, you are loud and clear. Please start.
Thank you. Okay, so can you see my screen?
Yes, we are seeing. We are watching.
Okay. So first of all, hello everyone. Thank you so much for inviting me for this talk, and thank you so much for your patience. My name is Usama Jalil, and today I want to present artificial intelligence accelerated material modeling and discovery leveraging DFT-based simulations. So I know, in this hall, people are not from the computational material science background. So that's why I try to prepare my slides and try to make it very simple so everyone can understand, and everyone can have something at the end of the presentation, or everyone have some takeaways for this talk. So so first of all, we have from the last decade, we have a paradigm shift from the conventional materials to the novel advanced materials. Like we have a very thin materials, and these materials are very high scalability. We, as compared to the stiff and hard bulk materials, we have very flexible, short, transparent materials, and these materials are open. I like they are hetero integration. There is a hetero integration in the materials. Previously, we had some packed, isolated chips, and today we have a very flexible materials. We have a very flexible electronics. Similarly, in our daily lives, for our furniture, for our clothes, for our anything we use, we have a new materials today. So how this so the thing is, how we actually from the last few years and in the coming years, how this innovation come and how this innovation is actually coming from. So as the motivation, these new materials, like we can tune the dimensionality of the materials, like we can tune the degree of freedom, and there are some quantum size effects which are important in the electronics. We can change the some band gaps. We can, 2D materials, or they are very pristine interfaces. Like for normal materials, they have some dangling bonds, but these materials are very pristine interfaces. And these materials, like advanced materials, they have a very ultra thin channel, which is very important for our electronics, especially for our transistors. And our transistors are backbone of our processor, and our chip technology. So conventionally we are using silicon, and conventionally we are using silicon, and for silicon we already reached some limitation, like for Intel 13 generation, or might be 1 or 2 more than something billion billion transistors, and we already reached some limit. The channel length is 0.7, or our channel length is 7 nanometer, I think. So we already reached the limit. So we need new materials, so we can further make our channel ultra thin. So these materials actually gives us the opportunity, and there are multiple other applications that we can use in optoelectronics applications. Today we have our optoelectronics industry is quite ahead. We have a lot of applications in the optoelectronics, and we have multiple new materials. From by changing the dimensionality, we can change the light, LED, or change the color of the light, just as a simple example. So here we can use these materials for batteries, superconductor, gas sensor, fuel cells, interconnect, solar cells. We can change the mobility of an electron. So mobility further actually defines the current. So it's a flow of electrons. So now the question is, how the topic of the presentation is, and actually the question is how we can use AI, or we can use advanced techniques to model, to discover new materials. And it actually comes from the Schrödinger equation. The Schrödinger equation is a basic equation in quantum mechanics, which actually gives us the behavior of an electron bound to nucleus. And Schrödinger equation actually gives us the energies of an atom, and which defines the in Schrödinger equation, we actually consider electron as an electron density. And there is one technique, it's a density functional theory. It's density functional theory is a computational technique to solve Schrödinger equation, and it's based on two famous theorems, Hohenberg and Kohn, at the heart of BFT. It's actually this theory is based on that we can calculate the ground state energy of atoms using the electron density, and the true electron density is actually that minimize the energy of the overall functional. So it's a very famous theory, and this theory is actually got Nobel Prize, and it actually gives us the opportunity to solve Schrödinger equation, and we can calculate the energy landscape of the materials. And Kohn-Sham theory or scheme is based on these parameters: kinetic energy of electrons, interaction between electron and nuclei, high potential, and exchange correlation functional. It's electron-electron interactions. So basically, in one atom, we have a nucleus and we have an electron, and an electron are interacting. So we need to model everything, and to model everything, obviously, we need to counter every force. We need to counter everything. This is not possible in principle, but as an approximation, we are using approximations, and we can get a good guess based on these approximations. And these are the bolts and nuts of first principles material modeling. First principles mean that an approach is called first principles if we don't need an experiment for this technique. Like for this modeling, we don't need any kind of experimental values for this. So we have a crystallography information file. This actually defines the material unit cell, and then we use structural optimization and relaxation techniques, and then we use density functional theory, and then we calculate the ground state calculation, electronic band structure, density of states, effective masses. So I don't want to go into the much technical detail, but you can imagine ground state calculations, or we actually, every material has some energy landscape. So we actually calculate the energy landscape of the material, and we represent that as an electronic band structure, which defines the effective mass of the charge carriers or electrons in the material or in the atoms, and which defines the properties of the material. And so now the how we can use density functional theory to in the AI, and how we can make the discovery of materials using AI. So it's some kind of a paradigm shift. Number one is the empirical science. In the 16th century, like empirical means like based on observation and experimentation, and then there is a theoretical science based on theoretical laws, basic physics law, Newtonian mechanics or quantum mechanics, and then computational science. That first, we in theoretical science we have analytical formulas, that we have equation and we can just use some kind of linear equations, and we can, some kind of equation, and we can solve some quadratic equation, let's suppose, and we can solve, and we can calculate the solution. But if we have an iterative solution, then how we will calculate? So then there is a computational science, that we have a big equations, and we don't have some fixed or some fixed solutions for the equation. So we use iterative solutions, and we use simulations. In the simulations, we have finite element method simulations, we have molecular dynamics, we have mechanistic models. So these are the mathematical models we can use, and then we can calculate the approximate solution. And the final is, or the current is, the big data driven, that we have very big data, and we use machine learning, and we use deep learning, and we can find some pattern, and we can calculate, or we can discover new materials, whether, if we have some kind of composition in mind, that if I put some kind of atoms of aluminum atom on some kind of phosphorus or some other material, copper, then how this material will react, and what will be the properties of these materials. In terms of simulation, sometimes it becomes very expensive, but in terms of machine learning, we can do it in a more efficient way or robust way. And these are the typical material informatics and machine learning workflows. Okay, if we want to discover materials from machine learning techniques, then what will be the workflow? So the first thing is, number one is experimental. We have an experimental data from compression, from the electron microscope, from some time for X-rays. So it's expensive, but yeah, we can use as a data. And simulation is actually used here as a data generation, that we can use simulation, we can generate data from simulations, and that big data we can use as a descriptor or as a predictor into the machine learning model, and we can train that model and validate, and then we can calculate the property prediction, material design, or structure quantization, anything we want to calculate. In property prediction, through the use of machine learning frameworks, or it's a data collection, very basic framework. I didn't add much complex here. And then data processing, then we have to do some feature engineering, or we have to actually assemble our data. And then we need to apply machine learning modeling, and then we can use property prediction. Yeah, this is a very big slide. DFT, actually, from DFT, density functional theory, we can generate big data. So from as I spoke, from first principles modeling, that we don't need experimental data. So from first principle, Material modeling is a density functional theory, so we can generate data from the density functional theory using simulations, and that simulation data we can use into the machine learning, and then we can predict the properties of materials, and we can discover new materials. And these are the course of the MGI. It's a Material Genome Initiative. MGI is a Material Genome Initiative led by the US government in 2011 to accelerate the material discovery development. This initiative plays a major role in the big data in the material science. And these were few high throughput computational repositories. It's just a few. It's a lot of more also in the market. Airflow, Nomad, OMDB, CD2DB, NanoHub, ChemSpider, the Material Project. These are all repositories available online. If you are free, if you are something commercial, and we can use this repository as a data, and we can predict and discover new materials. This is just one demonstrator. At the end, I present in the slide. This is the green is actually the graphene, porous graphene there. Right? It's a porous material. These are holes, and it's a uniform porous array. Uniform nanopore array is actually. So it's a research paper published a few years back. They used the CISO model. CISO is a machine learning model. So in this work, they actually use this the dimension for this D and A. These are the some dimensions of these pores. And they use this, and they use some molecular dynamic simulations, and they predict the mechanical properties of the materials. So mechanical, you can see here the stress and strain. So it's a technique that, you know, how we can define some features from the material, and we can use some simulations, and then using machine learning models, we can predict some mechanical properties, electrical properties, thermal properties. We can calculate some other kind of properties, like this material, how this material will behave in case of some strain, in case of some stress, in case of some kind of temperature, in case of some kind of magnetic field, in case some kind of electric field, or in case of some kind of new atom. So this way we can predict using AI, using simulations. We can predict and we can discover the materials. So this is just a summary. Thank you so much. I try to little bit present the introduction of this field. So anyone who actually want to or have some kind of interest, he can, or you know, he can go into this field, and it's a very fascinating, very new field. And I think it has a very, you know, it has a lot of potential in the future, that, and it can change our world, that how we can innovate using the simulations and using machine learning. So thank you so much. If you have any kind of question, you can just ask in the comments, or just on your mic. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Engineer Samar. Nice presentation, nice knowledge, nice technology. Mr. Sama explained how material works in artificial intelligence. These are material basically not a new, but a lot of the members do not know about that material. So how artificial intelligence work. So if anyone have a question, so you can ask me and my speakers are available there. If I have any question, you can ask. Otherwise, I will close the event. So, have there any questions, Ms. Bevan, Charlie, Joseph? There is Mr. Ahmed Ali. Do you have any question with my team? Mr. Wanda, no question. Miss Bevan Shize, no question. So, okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone who join us our lectures. Thank you, my speakers. Thank you. It's a very informative. I will share the recorded YouTube link with the uh, ISA community. Further, they watch on the YouTube. Who will not come, so they will come. So, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. See you. Bye. Tata. Good night. Bye. Now I'm closing the session. Thank you. Bye.